African vegan cuisine. I know Mmatsheko Mosito is salivating from left lip to bottom to up to top lip,
something like that.
Something like that. And that's because we've got Chef Noni in the studio. She is the vegan African chef, and she's going to walk us through the amazing dishes that she's prepared for us, and also why we need to jump onto this bandwagon of African vegan cuisine, which personally I have not converted to, but maybe through this conversation things will change, Mmatsheko.
Listen, things have got to change. But also, if you really think about our history, Southern African diets are generally very green.
That's true, yeah.
You know, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, our diets are actually really green. It's just sorghum and wild
vegetables,
greens. Wild greens, morogo wa tepe, and whatever else you can find out there. And you make mfino, and you make all sorts of other divine, naturally vegan. I know that's like the commercialized term now, but our diets in Southern Africa have always been very green. So we're going to speak to Chef Noni. She's going to tell us about how she blends traditional recipes with plant-based twists. So basically that means you can veganize anything, okay? All your favorite goods. And it's so beautiful because it smells nourishing in the studio. She's brought a tray of delicious food that we can't wait to taste. And she's here. She's live in studio. Hello, Queen. Earth Angel Noni.
Oh, say that again.
How are you?
I am well, thank you. I'm good, thank you so much. Yes, so my name is Nonhlanhla Moroinyane. I think you guys know my underground gang name, which is Chef Noni. But yes, it's really great to be here today, and I look forward to sharing my story. It's actually been such an amazing journey, telling the story, but not just telling my story, but telling the African story on my plate, and that's what I strive for every day. I always look at my plate, I'm like, is my plate African today?
I love that.
And that is the magic that I want to share with the world, to celebrate us again, to break the borders using food. And I know a lot of us are already trying to put together this continent in our many different ways and different gifts. Yeah. And my gift, of course, is to bring home together using just that one plate. So that's what I've got a bit of East today. West Africa, I've got North Africa, I've got Southern Africa. Of course I'm from here, Southern Africa, but I am African, very African. And I celebrate that in the kitchen every day, and I also give thanks that I have been chosen. So this work it's not a job, really. This is my calling. This is what I do, to reacquaint myself with the land, to reacquaint myself with my ancestry, and by actually working with these beautiful ancestors here today. I've got millet, I've got sorghum in the food, I've also got indlubu, I also have sweet potato greens, I've got pumpkin greens, I've got tepe, I also have cashew nuts in there, and there's egusi in there as well. There's also pumpkin, peach blossoms, I've got tamarind, the whole store, and I've also got raw mango. I've got a kachumbari there. Shout out to East Africa for kachumbari. And of course, I made a harissa for you. Harissa is like my favorite thing to make.
It is, isn't it just the base?
Yeah, so mine is like, it is. And
goodness.
You're going to enjoy that with a pancake. The pancake, of course, looks green. The way it's green.
Chef, I'm going to ask you to pause, breathe.
Okay.
Breathe. The excitement in the studio is palpable. All right, and we're going to take a quick breather, because when we come back, we're going to ask Chef to walk us through all those dishes one by one, so that our lovely viewers and listeners can get a taste and a sense from where they are of what we are consuming in studio. It's 22 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Don't go anywhere.
The Midnight Snack, 12. to 3 a.m.
Our fitness coach, her name is Yvonne Dimakato Pasha. How to remain consistent with gyms, Dima, and I'm going to put you on the spot right now. As we are talking, I will send you my picture and I want you to tell me what you think I should work on. Because, you know, when I look at myself, Dima, I think I'm very handsome. I'm so good looking, like, oh my goodness. Like here at Channel Africa where I work, I think I'm one of the most good looking people ever. Like sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I never get used to how good I look. I'm just amazing.
You're okay with the way you're looking. You wish people could have from and now you want to put me on the spot.
Do I need gym?
Yeah. I mean, if you can just consider eating healthy, cutting down a few foodstuffs such as junk.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
All right, it's a cuisine, it's a festival of cuisine in the studio this afternoon because we are joined in studio by the African vegan chef, Chef Noni. And she was so excited about all the dishes that she has lined up for us. I said, let's save some enthusiasm so that you can share one by one. All right. Chef Noni, let's walk us through what you have there and perhaps what... as you speak about one particular dish, we can maybe, I don't know, taste it. We can pass it around and make it a communal affair, this one.
Yes, I'd like to dish as
all right. So chef is going to dish up. What are you dishing up first?
Okay, so I'm going to, I want to start with the sweet stuff, right? That's going to be dessert.
Dessert, okay.
So I will start with our savory dish, which is, of course, the pancake. So the pancake, I've got the morojo right here, actually. So I kept some of this. Don't mind my shaky hands. But there we go. So this is sweet potato leaves.
Sweet potato leaves, okay.
With the pumpkin greens and amaranth greens, so which are blended together with red lentil.
Okay.
And coconut milk, and
interesting.
then you go in and you make a pancake. You can also bake it if you want to, but if you want to make a bread, you can absolutely make a bread. I made a pancake today. So, and then on our pancake, we're going to have harissa. The harissa is a cashew harissa, so it is a roasted pepper, a fire roasted pepper with roasted cashew and seasoning. And of course, I've got a bit of Ethiopia in here. I've got mitmita, which is that chili from Ethiopia. If you've had it, it's not too strong, but it's yummy. And that is my choice of seasoning today. And then on top of that, we're going to bring. Okay, so I forgot the serviettes in the car. Ask you.
That's okay.
You're gonna lick your hand. You're going to lick.
That's all the more reason for us to lick our plates.
That is it.
and all of that. What inspired you to specialize in vegan food? Because I mean, as you were speaking, your archetype already tells me you're a medicine woman. Yes. So you found a lot of healing through the food, but tell us why you specialize in vegan cuisine.
So I wasn't trying to, right? I wasn't trying to do that. I was, of course, I started cooking from an early age. I was raised by my great-grandmother, and very inspiring is that we lived off the land, and a lot of everything that we ate was from the land, and we foraged, and it is then... Of course, it's something I forgot a bit about. You know, I had to derail from that journey. And, of course, I knew that I was one of those weird little kids, you know, who carried a whole lot more, you know, than normal or than usual. And of course, then the journey took me to food. I absolutely loved. This is the plate that... please, you can both try. Can I make you each a plate so you can have your own plate? You're going to share that.
Share this one,
right?
Thank you so much.
So the journey then brought me to, you know, to listening to the food story, and I was asking myself, but I want to be a designer. I want to be this. I want this. What is this food thing? And I just went to, I would go wild in the kitchen. But besides going wild in the kitchen, there's this energy that would, awaken inside of me when I'm cooking, and it would really speak to me and say, this is what you must do. This is what you must do. And then I found out, of course, as I was journeying through, that the calling is calling me to the food. It is. So I come from a whole house of healers, and they, of course, not everyone really was able to express their journeys in the way they wanted to, or their healing in the way they wanted to. But I was fortunate enough to really find myself in that space, and explore really what is this thing that's brewing inside of me. And the food spoke so loud. It became, every time I cooked, everyone is, people would literally cry eating the food, and I'm like, you okay? So and then I found out that actually there's so much more to this food thing. It's not just food, it's not just, it is nourishment, but it also, there's a spirit that lives in the food that wants to speak to me, and it's been speaking since the beginning. But I officially went into that in 2019, and I had to quit my job working in the pharmacy, in the pharmaceutical industry, and everything said, now you know this world, we want to take you to the world that we need you to be in. My world literally flipped upside down, and I had to just let go of that and focus on this for healing. So when you come, it's the food that must speak and say, this is the kind of food that you need to eat in order to connect to yourself, in order to connect, in order to heal, in order to, to speak to the other worlds, that are living inside of you. So that is what I do. So the magic really just goes on, in the kitchen as I cook, and so in lay terms, these are the ancestors that I speak to. These are the bones that I consult with, the grains of our land. So
this is essentially your tool of divination.
Of course.
I love that. I love that so much. And we can taste the rhythm in the food. We can taste. I mean, it's perfectly seasoned. It's just delicioso.
Thank you.
Chef Noni in studio with us, and she's brought you some beautiful vegan cuisine that we are just so honored to be able to taste. And also, for me, this way of eating also honors real ingredients. Do you understand? Understanding, sinking your feet into the waters, knowing where the food comes from, is very, very important. And that's who we are as African people, and we celebrate that. Okay, we're going to carry on being in discussion in just a moment. Let's take the sports news, the very first for the show this afternoon. Figlele Ngwadi standing by with the latest.